Yo guys, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Bootyless Boy Wrestling Fan Interview. Today I'm joined by my very special guest. He is the godfather of filth. I forgot what his other nicknames are, but he's Dirtbag Dan. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. Shall I finish that intro for you?
Yes, go ahead.
So, as my man said, I am the godfather of filth, the sultan of slime, the guru of grime, the duke of dust, the prince of puke, the master of mud, the deacon of dirt, the punk of pollution, the creature of COVID. Never, ever will I be the honcho of herpes. I am now known as Dirtbag Dad, better known as Dirtbag Dan.
Thank God that you finished that intro because there's no way that I'm gonna remember that.
Tell that to a ring announcer at shows. They go, no.
You get one, pretty much.
The dirtologist. I'm like, but they're like, no.
Are you like Apollo Creed from Rocky when he has like so many nicknames?
Picture Chris Jericho doing the this sketch in WCW, like he's the man of 1,001 holds.
Oh,
yeah. Like a man, I'm the guy of 1,002 nicknames, monikers, or whatever. Because people keep saying, I'm like, they'll comment something, and I'm like, well, I gotta write this down, and I write these things down because I'll forget.
So, how are you doing during this pandemic? Staying safe, healthy, all that?
Yes and no. I was doing my best. Right before Christmas, that's why I was saying the creature of COVID. I caught COVID. I got sick, man, right before the holidays. I had 1 day of a fever, body aches, and then I felt great, except the last week of my symptoms where I had no sense of smell, no sense of taste. That was like the worst fucking thing. And best. It was good because I was able to eat food I hated. It was bad because I couldn't smell food like bacon.
Yeah.
Oh, my girl was like, the whole house reeks of bacon. I'm like, I don't smell nothing. Changing a diaper, don't smell a thing.
So I'm pretty sure everyone will know why you're known as Dirtbag Dad because you're a dad, and congratulations on that.
2020 was the only good thing, I guess. You know, I wound up getting a baby out of it, which was great.
So what is it like now? So before you were just a wrestler pretty much on the weekends, and I'm sure you have a regular shoot job. What's it like now having 3 responsibilities: job, wrestler, and now you're a dad?
It's definitely different. Like, I wasn't just a weekend guy. I was doing shows on Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays. Anytime there was a show and I can get on, I was on it. But yeah, weekend warrior kind of thing too. It's weird because and COVID's kind of helping with it because usually like after a show, go to a bar, have some drinks, let's rock and roll. Now it's like my match will be over. Let me have a beer with the boys. Hey guys, I gotta go. Time for dad to get home, make sure the baby and the lady are all right. So it's changed me a little bit. It toned me down in a way. Some people are saying, like a good example, my baby was born September 17th. 2 weeks later, I was scheduled to be in Indiana. And I talked to the promoter. I said, hey, look, as long as the baby is healthy and fine and my lady's fine, I'll still be there. He goes, Dan, no worries if, family first. And I'm like, cool. Mind you, this event, I wrestled Shane Douglas in a steel cage match. So I got the blessing from the girl. My baby was fine. And my first road trip was like 2 weeks after my daughter was born. And my 10-hour ride there, I'm like, I miss her. I miss my girl. So it's definitely different from guys that knew me 20 years ago till now. They're like, oh man, you're growing up. And I'm like, fuck you. Ooh, excuse me. Screw you.
Now, one of your moments from last year, early 2020, you were in a match against Rebecca Payne, I think it was. And in the middle of the match, the referee had to direct traffic because you ended up going in the middle of the street, if I'm correct.
We did wind up stopping. I mean, it was nighttime. I don't want to say traffic, but people that were on the road were like, what the hell is going on? They're probably thinking, because the show was at a bar, so they're probably thinking, oh, here we go, domestic violence at its best.
Hey, at least they got someone in a referee shirt, so at least it's official.
not just that, if you look in the video, there's some fans too. Like, stop. Nothing like ending a death match by getting run over.
Yeah, I mean that would really put the stamp on deathmatch wrestling. So,
100%.
So what is one of the most, or no, not one of the most extreme things you've done? What is the most extreme thing you've done in hardcore deathmatch wrestling?
Survived a New Jack. What? I didn't jump off a balcony or like get stabbed. I survived a New Jack, and got his blessing afterwards. Like he was like, oh, "Cool, man, cool." I'm like, is anyone listening to this? Because I could feel all my body limbs. You know, I was bleeding everywhere. Like there's some pictures and video where there's just blood gushing from my head, and it was some of the greatest footage I've ever seen from like photographer standpoints and like video standpoint was cool. And for him to like not murder me was a blessing in its own. Because when he got there, I'll give this little tidbit away. He was drinking a bottle of Ciroc, like it was water. So my mindset is like, I go to the promoter and I'm like, where's the liquor store? Because I need to drink too. If I'm going to die, I'm going out my way. But yeah, I definitely say that is not like my top extreme moment. I've jumped off of stuff. I have bled profusely in places, like especially Halloween last year. I got my arm gashed open, and it was so bad that I had to go to the hospital and get stitches. I had to get 16 or 17 stitches.
Wow.
And yeah. I was like, I'm fine. And the funniest part was somebody at the show had like clotting stuff to like in case you get cut up. I'm like, why the hell do you have this? Why does a random fan carry around clotting powder? I'm like, it's good. Thank you for saving my life, my arm.
And what keeps bringing you back to doing those types of matches?
I'm not sure really. Like, I only got into the hardcore death matches maybe in 2009, 10-ish. I was working for a company. We had a storyline going with a tag team. And to end it, it was the first ever Brooklyn death match. You know, this like mini arena in Brooklyn. And we went out there and we tore the house down. We bled. We went through tables. We had flat screen TVs. And I'm like, I had a little taste of it, you know? And then I started doing a little more hardcore stuff, you know, more chairs, ladders. And eventually something happened where I started using like a cheese grater as a gimmick. I'd come out with it, which now has come to a pizza cutter. And I like it because I don't have to do too much, really. I don't want to give too much away, but in those kind of matches, I really don't do much. As opposed to where I'm a light heavyweight champion for East Coast Pro Wrestling, where I do a lot of high flying and stuff, and I'm sore as hell the next day.
Yeah.
Which is like, my girl is like, how are you sore after that? But you jump off a goddamn trailer and you're fine. It's like, I don't know. And funny thing with that is I jumped off a trailer last summer. I go to work the next day. I'm showing the video and I twisted my ankle at work. And I had to take a day off. And people are like, hold on, Dan. Hold on. You were smacked with light tubes. You jumped off a trailer. You got hit with chairs. You're bleeding everywhere. You come to work and twist your ankle? I was like, I don't know what it is, man. The littlest things hurt. But I enjoyed different styles. Like for a while, I did comedy. Me and my buddy were doing a team called Absolutely Caucasian. We were imitating a Spanish team. And I had the honor of teaming with the Hurricane. We did a 3 count. We teamed with Billy Gunn. We were DX for a night. Like, man, it's like I got to come out to the DX music, do the whole talk about like a kid in the candy store. I was like, oh my God. So great. Now if I could do an NWO thing, I'm set for life. I am good.
Now, is that a Wolfpack shirt that you're wearing? Because it looks like it.
It is. I'm kind of a slob. I've been wearing it 2 days. I put my daughter in a Mankind onesie yesterday, and it says Hardcore Legend. So I'm like, I want to do something. I was like, let me find my wrestling. Oh, I got a Wolfpack shirt. I was like, let's do this, man. Daddy daughter wrestling. And she loved it.
Now, when your daughter was first born, you actually did a promo online about her pooping everywhere, and you were just complaining about it. What went through your head when making that promo? What made you decide that you were going to do that?
I'm trying not to like throw up thinking about this now. So I tell my lady all the time, I changed my daughter's first diaper in the hospital. Changed her
Yeah.
first diaper. So I opened this diaper up, and it was, oh, it was everywhere. It was on her legs. It was so. I had to tag my girl, and I'm like, "You're in. You get here." And my girl was changing her while I was filming. I was like, "Oh my god, oh, she's broke. Oh, it's everywhere." I like people to see a different side of Dirtbag Dan. Like people that have been following me get to see who I am outside of an event or outside of the ring.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it makes me even more likable when I get to an event now, because they're like, oh, this is Dirtbag Dan, and he's hardcore, he's crazy. But then like I do a video or a picture, and they're like, oh, there's Dirtbag Dad. Oh. And that's just for a few people that have just been following me the last like 4 or 5 months since I had the baby. Prior to that, it's like I get cheesy and emotional, and I write stuff sometimes, and people are like, "Are you okay? Are you sad?" Like, no, man. Like, I got shit going up on his mind sometimes. Like, I just write. But there's guys that like kayfabe. It's still real to them. It's like it's 2021, man, and again, not to like give away a lot of shit. It's like fans aren't stupid. They know what's what. They want to get away for 2-3 hours and forget about real shit and just be entertained. And that's what I love doing. I like going out there. And if you've seen, I've been wrestling in like white trunks with like poop stains on them. As a bad guy, people love that and they laugh. They're like, he pooped his pants. Like, oh my God. So it's like, I hate you, but you're hilarious. And that's why I can relate to a crowd and play to a crowd real simple, I think. And it's fun.
Now, so you normally wear like they're like the trash bag pants in wrestling. Um and now, like you just said, you gone to the underwear. Did you get the underwear idea from like Trevor from GTA 5? Because he's crazy and he runs around in his underwear sometimes.
So you're a little young. There was an artist, musician in the 80s and 90s called Gigi Allen and the Junkies. Now, this guy, he sang some vulgar music. And when he would perform at shows, he would perform in his underwear and he would fight people in the crowd, like legitimately jump down from stage and start fighting his fans. And at one point, he bashed his teeth out during a performance, knocked all his teeth out, and kept performing, shit himself, excuse my language, and then wiped it on his body.
Ew.
Yes, gross. So I'm like, I gotta up the Dirtbag game. I'm going on 19 years doing this. Like, I did the grunge look, like Raven, like cut off jeans. I've worn tights, pleather, different outfits, and I'm like, I got to make a change, because if you do something so long the same, you become stale. And the fans are like, well, I've seen him 100 times wear that and do that. So last summer, actually, is when I first debuted it, that crazy look that Trevor from GTA will say. And as soon as it came out, people were like, oh, he crapped himself. I'm like, yes, I did. So what? But now I'm going to start coming out with a dirty diaper.
Wow.
Put a little, like, poop in it and maybe hit my opponents with it.
I hope you mean like a Snickers bar or something. Like not actual real.
Look, play your cards right, kid. I'll give you a Snickers bar. You mess with dirt, you're going to get the poop. I can't even say it serious. I'm sorry. I can't.
It's fine. It's fine. So back in May, I believe it was, Ryan Frost was the Battlefront heavy hardcore champion, and you You and Rebecca Payne were supposed to have a triple threat together. Battlefront kept putting off their show because of the pandemic. No one knew when it was going to end. So then this idea came into the picture of you versus Ryan Frost versus, I think it was supposed to be Rebecca Payne, in the DK Wasteland, which is pretty much Don Kincaid's backyard.
And again, and also, this is a shoot. This is real. Ryan Frost was a complete bitch, and he's like, "Well, if it rains, I don't want to get wet, and I don't think we should do it outside because there's no ring. It's not gonna look good." Didn't like WWE do some cinematic stuff outdoors and look good? So then it came down to me and him in a ring in Massachusetts at an undisclosed location, and I got my baby back. I got her back, and I have never been pinned for this. When I lost, it was Freebirds rule, and Johnny Chill was holding it because I was also the tag team champions there. And when we lost the tag belts, I wasn't pinned. My other cousin, Big Cal Stupid, was. So in a way, other than the barbed wire match I lost, I've never lost at Battlefront. Never been pinned except by Len Oddity.
Now, there's also another thing that we can talk about. But before we go to that topic, have you ever? Do you still want to fight at the DK Wasteland?
Of course. Don Kincaid gave a blessing and an open invite for anyone that's willing to work at the DK Wasteland. Now, when I hear Wasteland, I think home. I think that is my atmosphere. That is my playground. It's just a matter of competition stepping up so that I can put them down.
Now, so the next topic that I have is the Filthy Family, your cousins, Johnny Chill and Big Cal Stevens, or as you just said, Big Cal Stupid. Recently, Big Cal Stupid just got a haircut, and he doesn't look the same. Like, he doesn't look like that filthy type. Like, he doesn't belong there. He looks like he belongs in, like, a nice family anymore. So, like, are we... What?
Looks like a little bit of a greaser, but preppy at the same time, right?
Yeah, he doesn't really look like hardcore anymore. Like, he's the type of guy that come out in suits now, you know?
So with Big Cal Stupid, he's taking a different direction. Like, I killed the Filthy Family about a year and a half ago. Oh, after Johnny had
Thanks, Kincaid. Kincaid said talk about that, and he set me up.
Screw you, Don Kincaid. Screw you. I cut him off after Cal had got pinned for the tag belts, and Johnny had gotten pinned for my hardcore belt. It's like, man, I'm giving these kids opportunity, and they're letting me down. I got to cut them loose. Mm-hmm. So we parted ways. And as I said earlier, I'm the ECPW light heavyweight champion in Jersey. Johnny Chill recently has just won the ECPW, I think it's the YouTube championship or like social media belt. Mm-hmm. Big Cal Stupid got a haircut. I'm a champion. My little cousin's a champion. Big Cal Stupid got a haircut. Yeah, that's all I got.
Now, also during quarantine, I mean, quarantine's still going on, is what it is. Hopefully we see an end to it soon, because I don't want to go outside and be like, oh, how's your quarantine going? I want to go outside and be like, how's your day going? Like, you know?
Yeah, did you go anywhere today? Did you go out?
Did you leave your mask at home? Like, that's what I'm hoping for in the future.
Yes.
But, you gotta stay safe, and it is what it is. So, but back to what I was going to ask. You were on Grim's Toy Show back in June or May, somewhere in that area. May? I was close.
May of last year.
Now, what's that atmosphere like? I mean, I follow Grim. I watch some of his videos. I used to be a huge fan of him. Now I kind of just, if it's something that interests me, I watch it. But you faced Bruno.
Meadowland, sir. We fought at Grim's Toy Show for the Pro Wrestling Magic Dark Arts Championship. during quarantine. So, long story short, I hate Grim. I hate Grim's toy show. I have not liked him at all. I think he's a joke. But as a man, I respect him and love what he does. So, Meadowlands Monster wasn't able to defend his title at Pro Wrestling Magic because of COVID. In less than 1 week, we set this matchup. I did a promo and I challenged him. He did a promo and accepted. And that weekend, we went to there. Well, he showed up and then I attacked him. And we did our thing. And yeah, he got the better of me. He did. I'm not going to deny it. He beat me 1, 2, 3. And then we had something like 50,000 views on that match. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, we got to do this again. We have to do it at 50. I swore up and down I would never do Grim. Would never do one of his events. I would come down and help out training. I would come down and give pointers. But I would never do a Grimm's Toy Show. And never say never in wrestling. Because look what happened last year. I showed up on Grimm's Toy Show. And I can't lie, I loved the atmosphere. I loved the look of the setup. Even though, I mean, it was May, it was nice. Ain't no way I'm doing that now in January. Hell no. Too damn cold, but it was fun. I did enjoy it. I'd like to do it again.
Now, when do you think in wrestling you said you're in the business for 19 years?
19 years this March.
Wow. I'll be 17 years old this March.
What day's your birthday?
March 1st. It's on a Monday.
I think that between the 1st and the 5th is when I first started. So we both have a birthday coming up.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Quarantine high five. So when do you think it's time to maybe hang up the boots or hang up the dirty underwear, what I should say?
Man, I don't see it anytime soon. It's just, I love what I do. Like today, a coworker of mine wanted to become a wrestler. I brought him to a school. He signed up. He starts training this Thursday. Joey Janela, I trained and brought in. He's on TV. Sonny Kiss, I'm not saying I trained him or not, but I worked out with him a lot when he first started. He had so much potential. And I saw him in December, and he thanked me for getting him out of his shell. And I was like, what? And he's like, Dan, you had a big impact in like helping me mold myself. And I was like, you're welcome. Thank you. So I don't see myself stopping anytime soon because I enjoy helping people and passing some knowledge on. I mean, unless my body says I can't do it, my body's like, dude, you're done. I'm not going to stop. I've had 4 back braces, torn my knees, broken wrist, fractured elbow, broke my hand, which I had surgery in metal in. My neck is shot, missing teeth, scars everywhere. My left side is an inch shorter than my right side now because my spine. Broken finger, broken toes. I have like 3 good fingers left. I broke this hand in so many places. It's crazy. Broke my pinky. And so it's like I have 3 good fingers left out of 10. But until my body says no, or like a doctor's like, one more bump and you can be paralyzed, that's when I'm going to go, bye, Felicia. But even I would take a step back and try to still guide people and give them
be a trainer.
Yeah, be a trainer, which I do actually do now. Like I do help train people, and like I don't say I'm the best in the world or I'm the greatest trainer and I know everything. I try to pass on what I know and what I know others can do. So, or even like an agent, like go to shows, watch matches, and give pointers, tips, critique people. Like I would love that. So I'm not stopping anytime soon. Don't you dare think I am. Bro.
What is your favorite moment in your career? Hang on. Let me rephrase that. Regular wrestler when you were like comedy and tag teams at the beginning of your career. So favorite moment for that, and then your favorite hardcore moment.
Favorite moment is actually winning my first championship ever at 17 years old. I was in a program for kids 14 to 18. It was called the Junior Division. And we got really popular in 2002, 2003, where we were doing things, we were performing moves that you saw on TNA back in the day. We were outshining their light heavyweight. And I was blessed enough, like we debuted a title in a battle royal. This one kid won, and the first title defense, I won it in a triple threat. That's when I became full heel. I became Dirtbag Dan, and I won this championship. And I was like, that was like my highlight. Like I'll never forget that because it was like 17 years old, and I can carry this, and I can make this work. That was a highlight for me. And then another highlight is when I changed my character in 07, and I became Dan Rageous, like a young Chris Jericho. And I became the first ever NWS Cruiserweight Champion, JWA American Champion, Awesome Jersey Shore Champion, Garden State Pro Wrestling Cruiser Core Champion. So I was the first ever champion at 4 different companies. And I was like, that's a blessing. Comedy thing, I told you before, I got to team with DX, do things with Hurricane. Hardcore, that's a tough one because I have a lot of like good moments. Like, I mean, me and Shane Douglas in a steel cage match, me and New Jack, it's just, there's a lot of like things I really enjoyed with the hardcore, but I think the most is yet to come. Like, I think there's going to be more like bigger moments, and I don't want to jinx it because I do know some things and I can't give things away. You just got to pay attention, stay tuned. What else you got? Come on, Iowa. I can't hear you.
I muted myself on accident.
All good, brother. All good.
My mom's trying to figure out my ring light right now. You just push down on it. That's why I muted myself.
Hi, Mom. Hi, Mom.
You can hear him?
Yeah, I can hear him.
Oh, she can hear you.
How you doing?
Doing all right. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic, Mom.
Mom, you can just leave it on that setting. Oh, now it's blank.
Okay, now it's just blanket.
My mom is also known as camera lady because when I do in-person interviews, she usually holds the camera. Now she's replaced by a tripod, so she's like tripod lady.
Why would you replace your mother?
Why? Sometimes she complained about holding the camera up for so long. If I went like 20 minutes, it hurt. So.
My God, that's right. My dad used to be my cameraman, and we would call him the human tripod because his hands were so shaky. It was a joke. Like he could never hold the camera still. Watching my matches was like an earthquake going up. Like, what the hell? So we wound up getting him a tripod.
At least, like, if you ever like send your matches into like companies, you'd be like, "See, my match was so great, it had the building shaking." So,
you know what, dude? I never thought of that. I've got boxes of old VHS tapes that if I ever convert or put online, I will put that like my matches were so good, the building was shaking.
Even though no one's standing and it's really quiet. So, did I ask you the question on what are your honest thoughts on Don Kincaid? Because I think I did, and then I wasn't paying attention. I don't know if I did.
Let's redo this. Ask the question.
What are your honest thoughts? Oh, no, I didn't ask you this question. All right, we're good. What are your honest thoughts on Don Kincaid? That guy who runs around the ring with a camera.
Let me tell you, cut you off right now. Let me tell you about Don Kincaid. This guy stalks the boys. He harasses them. He goes to all the shows. He buys our merchandise. Don Kincaid is great in my book. I love him. He's the best. He's the best. Oh my God. And Don Kincaid will understand this if he watches this. Shut your mouth, Don Kincaid.
Now, do you have any explanation on why you did a suicide dive right into him and knocked him out? Also got your blood on him.
Let's just say, prior to that match,
Air Dan, that's what it was called. Air Dan.
He did not ask for an interview that day. He went around and talked to everybody. So I saw him. I saw him right there between both my opponents, and I go, I can take him out right now. So I hit those ropes full speed, and I dove right through two guys. And bam, knocked him out. The funny thing is, him and Johnny Chill they switched seats prior to that incident. Was this planned, you say? I'll never tell. Definitely wasn't planned. It wasn't planned.
I can imagine. Exactly, and then we learned from him. Unless when you're Don Kincaid, you just really.
Buy my merch, Don Kincaid, and I won't dive on you, ball.
Now, what is your favorite promotion that you have worked for?
Ooh, good question. Hard hitting now, bro. Ooh, I like this. Favorite thing I've ever worked for. It's a tough one, man. I've wrestled for a lot of companies. I did a couple events it's called Pro Wrestling Unplugged, way back in the day. Oh, hold on one second. She's leaving. Be right back.
Okay. Only on the Booty is Boy Wrestling Fan show do you get these moments. Ladies and gentlemen, while watching this interview, make sure you like, subscribe, share, and yeah. Now we just wait for him to come back.
Sorry, had to kiss my baby. Last time I did an interview with Don Kincaid, the punk rock queen, the princess of puke, the disgust of diapers, aka Vomitron, made an appearance on a Kincaid file. She's getting ready to go to bed, so I do got to wrap this up in a few minutes.
Oh, that's fine. That's completely fine with me.
Yeah, but Don Kincaid. Best company. So I did a couple events for this company called Pro Wrestling Unplugged in Philly back in the day. At the Animal House. This was run by Trent Acid and Kashmir, and it was a great venue. I loved working for them. But I gotta say, honestly, right now, one of my favorite companies working for, it's called Battle on the Border Pro. They're based out of Indiana and Ohio, and I absolutely love going out there. I love the atmosphere. I love the behind the scenes stuff. Everyone is very humble, respectful, personable, and that's rare in a locker room. Let me tell you this. So my 10, 11-hour rides out there, I'm like, I absolutely enjoy it. And it's a blast, dude. So much fun. Where are you from? You're in Connecticut, right?
Springfield, Massachusetts.
So sorry. You're in Massachusetts.
Why?
But I'm a Red Sox fan, though, bro. So love all day.
I got a Patriots flag behind me, so.
I like you for a minute.
Don't tell me you're like a Giants fan or a Jets fan. Oh, not the Jets. I feel so bad for you, man. They suck. They're terrible.
I am so used to disappointment by the Jets. I've accepted it because it is what it is. When we win, like, here's my thing. With Corona, I'm like, the Jets are going to win the Super Bowl this year. Everyone's saying, oh, you're crazy. I'm like, no, the way this year is going, the Jets could win the Super Bowl. You don't understand. And then we won 3 games. I'm like,
Super Bowl next year.
I love saying it. But I'm a Jets fan. I do root for the Giants because I'm a Jersey boy. But other than that, I'll go for like Buffalo Bills and Green Bay.
Oh, wow. So what are your picks for tomorrow, Sunday?
Bills.
Bills and Packers?
Yeah.
Well, I'm going Chiefs and Bucks. So, but I think
you go for the Bucks, bro. Why are you going for the Bucks? Because Tom Brady.
Look, New Englanders hated that Tom Brady left, but we wish him the best in his success. He did a lot for us.
He comes out of nowhere and he's like, I'm gonna play still.
Okay, that was a little bit of cheap shot because I think that was planned, and I discussed it with another person on the show, like, Nico Silva.
It's like wrestling. It was planned, bro. It was planned.
Like, you're going to say, oh, retired this year, and then I'm gonna suck with the Patriots, like where I'm gonna throw the games, and then come out of retirement next year.
Watch Belichick show up next year and be the coach of the Bucs. I'm like, you know what? I'm done.
Well, a lot of people said, as I'm sure you heard, is it Brady needs Belichick or Belichick needs Brady, and it's Belichick needs Brady. So
yeah. One good thing, man, I'll tell you what. I did a skit over in I was going out to Maine or something, and I stopped over at the football stadium. And I'm like, I did the whole F the Patriots instead of like FTR. I was like, F the Patriots. But beautiful stadium. Oh my God, this place is
Gillette.
gorgeous.
Yeah.
Gillette Stadium is gorgeous, dude. I was like, they got a bowling alley right next to it. I was like, what the hell? You go to Giant Stadium, you got around there? Crackheads.
Well, like the thing with Giants and the Jets share a stadium, so
Yeah,
you know what? I will say this. I'm surprised in your New York Jets this year because they could have beat the 49ers because everyone was injured in that game, and you guys still lost. And then you had your grass tested to see if anything was in it.
the Jets always have a good defense. We have a good defense just about every year. But when our offense gets on the field, it's like, why? Just give them the ball back. Give them the ball back.
Looks like you're not going to get Trevor Lawrence either.
I start paying attention to game one. I don't watch the preseasons. I don't care about the training camps because everything can change. It's like wrestling.
Yeah.
Cards can change.
So, well,
picks, and then day one comes and they go, hey, we just took it. Like, all right, you know what, bro? We were here. Now we're down.
Is there anything that you'd like to ask me before we wrap up?
I can't think of anything right now because I'm like on the spot. It's been a long day, a fun day. I do want to say, did you just burp?
No, I said I didn't burp.
No, I think my can rattled. I want to appreciate you reaching out. Fourth time was a charm finally.
Yes.
I do appreciate you checking out my videos, taking time out of your day to do this. This was a lot of fun, and I love doing these.
You're welcome. Anything that you would like to promote on this interview? Social media, where you'll be? Anything?
I'll give my social media out. You guys can find me at Facebook. Search Dirtbag Dan, 3 names. Instagram is The Dirtologist. Twitter, The Dirtologist. MySpace.com/Dubpet1. You could Venmo me money at The Dirtologist. Here's my Skype, The Dirtologist. You could Skype me. Venmo. You can give me money. And I do want to promote February 5th in Harrison, Ohio. Dirtbag Dan will be in action for Battle on the Border Pro Wrestling. I know this is going on YouTube. I'm going to share the crap out of it too. So definitely check them out. They have a lot of good shows, a lot of good events. I don't want to give too much else away because there are things in the works. I don't want to jinx it. But February 5th, Harrison, Ohio, Battle on the Border Pro Wrestling.
Well, thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching. Please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And follow him on all our social medias. I'll see you in the next interview.
Take care, guys.